What's up, guys? It's Crash. We got some new raw unedited 4K gameplay of the extraction mode that's coming to Delta Force Hawk Ops with the beta test right around the corner. I guess it's an alpha test. It's right around the corner. So hopefully in a week or so, I'll be able to stream that and check it out myself and talk about it with you guys. But I wanted to go ahead and react to this and look over everything and kind of point out things that stuck out to me, kind of maybe talk about my specialist apprehension just a little bit. But let's go ahead and get into it. This really is like high quality visually gameplay that we can look at. Again, you see, I wish we could have seen like a little bit earlier of a screen to see kind of more what goes into setup. But this is where the gameplay actually starts right before deployment. And you guys can see what we're going to see gameplay wise is the main character we're going to be spectating is the lady with the bow and arrow that shoots a recon arrow. The guy in the middle that looks kind of like Dozer from 2042, he I think has some kind of, based on what I saw on Twitter, has like a sonic suppression ability or something. And then the guy on the right is like Falk from 2042 or Doc from Rainbow Six, has a Surette pistol that heals. So special star in the game. The one thing that I did notice is it was really cool. The map looks like it's on her wrist. So definitely near future is where this takes place. So that's kind of a cool gadget. Deploying in, and we get our first look at this extraction mode map. It looks really cool. The other thing that is kind of interesting to me is I'm trying to decide where this fits in, right? So you guys are probably doing that too, as on the spectrum of hardcore versus casual. And I really think it's just a tiny bit more hardcore. It's a little bit more Tarkov than the Call of Duty DMZ mode, but it's more on the DMZ mode side. And we see a secure container, we see some stuff like that. But what is also interesting is there's no magazine. So you can see that they're using the Ruger Mini 14 and they just drag the weapons and it replaces the magazine. So while you do have to carry ammo, you don't have to like pack mags and stuff. It's kind of right. It's like it's a hybrid in between. It's like you have to have ammo, but you don't have to pack mags and stuff like that. So, and you can also mark waypoints and stuff on maps that are shared. Again, just dragging ammo over, kind of interesting. I'm assuming that you can just hit the reload button as well. We kind of see the abilities. The one thing that I was bummed about, and I'm sure we'll get to see the recon arrow pretty soon, is it charges pretty fast. I was hoping maybe you could only use it once or twice during a raid, but I think it charges pretty quick. There is no auto healing though. You can see that the person has to heal. One thing that came from Arena Breakout, visually this looks a lot like Arena Breakout. Looks like one shot in AI. There's a smart button down here. You guys can see in the low left corner right here, the 5 key. That's really kind of handy. It's a little bit more of a casual mechanic. Here's the recon arrow. And it just it marks it, and that's a player. I really like the lean. I like the lean a lot, but that's a player. So they heard a player over the fence, they shot a recon arrow, it pinged him through the wall. What's that guy's counter, right? It's just not a fun mechanic to play against, in my opinion. Like what was that guy supposed to do? I guess grenades. I don't know if there's any kind of counter in the game, but we see the down but not out state. So she's gonna heal up, kind of look around. It looks like the teammates bleed out fairly slowly. We can pick up our teammates. Checking for safety, but yeah, that recon arrow, and then you guys can look. It's already back up to 78%. Already up to 80%. So yeah, I don't know the reason, and I can go into more detail. It's pretty obvious that it could be a frustrating mechanic. But at the same time, like when you use that arrow, you expect to get a kill from it. So it's like, okay, I killed that guy. I can see him through a wall. It's not a huge deal. We'll see the loot here. Grabbing that guy's, looks like a futuristic kind of UMP. It brought over the 45 ammo, putting that in the secure. But when you use the recon arrow, you expect to get a kill from it. So it's like, to me, it's not that satisfying. But when you die to it, you're going to remember that and you're going to be infuriated. I'm assuming when you die to something like that, and that's going to stick with you. So I feel like it's an overall net negative. I feel like an overall net negative. We do have dog tags. And I know, I'm not sure if she marked the safe. There are several safes on the map. I think there's one high tier item. There's one high tier item that will mark you. And so she's already using the arrow again just to see what's over there. Pretty crazy range. And it looks like it just has an AoE. It has an area effect around it. So pretty darn strong. It'd be cool if there was some kind of EMP or something to counter that. And there could be. There could very well be. But on the surface, at first glance, that seems really strong. And then you can see on that 5 key in the low left, it automatically selects what it thinks you need to heal, what you have in your inventory. So that's really nice. A little bit stronger or farther range, took more shots, but it's kind of nice in the heat of battle. It selects what you should use to heal in the right order. So you just have to push 1 key, and that can be nice. Again, there's some HUD elements I'm not able to read, but it looks like the recon arrow is already charged back up. Gonna shoot it again. Man, I would love to see that cooldown a lot bigger. A lot bigger. Longer. Should say a lot longer. The guns do look really cool, and even though this is an alpha test, another recon arrow to mark. This healing does take a long time right here. Wonder if you can cancel. Oh, you can see as well there was a bleed, so got a bandage up. So it's a little bit more granular than just health. Nice flank. It also looks like she, I don't know if that's for everybody, but it looks like she has maybe a passive ability to where it highlights the enemies when she shoots them. Again, a wide variety of loot, but I would expect it to be similar to Arena Breakout, where the loot looks cool and stuff, and you might have daily challenges. I bet there's going to be a lot of challenges that update, because I really do get Arena Breakout vibes, but it does look clean. I don't think the loot is probably for like hideouts or anything like that. It should be just like essentially money, right, in different forms that you can sell and buy stuff with. I really would have liked to seen the stash and like vendors or how you get weapons and stuff like that. I'm not 100% sure. I would love to see that. So this is one of the main objectives. I'm not sure. So there's, from what I remember, there's one objective, like the main highest tier item that will mark you on the map as you try to extract with it. So I'm not sure if that's what this is, because there are several saves. The gunplay looks a little more Call of Duty. You can definitely tell where like Arena Breakout Infinite, this looks so similar, but Arena Breakout Infinite was like at Tarkov, right? Like a shot across the bow. Tarkov, this really feels way more Call of Duty, a little bit more battlefieldy with the gunplay. The guns have some visual recoil to them, but not a lot of actual recoil. The timer's got to be what we've been recording. Yeah, the timer's got to be 30 minutes. So you have a fair amount of time. You're not going to be rushed to do stuff. The map doesn't look huge. I'm not sure what her other arrows are. So, okay. That's cool. In raid. I really like the UI. I really like the UI. So she popped open the SMG and she's taking parts and putting it on the AK-12. So that's really cool to be able to do in raid. A little bit, again, a little bit more granularity, a little bit more hardcore on the spectrum. than DMZ. But I still think from what I've seen, it seems straightforward enough that the disenfranchised DMZ crowd could really like this game. Looks like there was a boss. Yeah, I don't think this happens to everybody. It looks like when she hits people, they get spotted for her team. A very strong. This is a very strong specialist. It looks like there was a bounty and they happened to be really close to the boss. That's what it looked like to me. But for an alpha, the tests have been going for a minute in China. For an alpha, it's gonna be pretty polished. It looks really polished. If it's like Arena Breakout, it's gonna be really polished. There's not gonna be many bugs in it. It looks like a AAA game. A little mobile-y vibe, right? But still pretty clean. And it's gonna be optimized too. So there's pluses and minuses, man. Like, I see a ton of pluses, and the specialists to me so far are a big minus. I think I saw recommended was like a GTX 1060. So definitely really well optimized. You can also see armor durability. Not sure how that would work. There's the healing specialist, so that popped her health up right away. Above her status, her health bar, you can see that her armor's broken. So that brings us some questions, right? Can you fix it? How does it work? Like, does it work less as it gets damaged, or is it just an all or nothing, on or off kind of thing? But definitely not like Gray Zone. You basically just have a health pool, but there are other things that can happen, like broken bones, bleeds, and there's multiple kinds of healing kits. It's not just overall health. There's also different kinds of afflictions you can suffer. That's really cool. I don't know if you guys saw that. She basically drug over that medallion or whatever, and when she placed it on where she wanted it to go, it swapped it automatically. That was really cool. And I saw it in Arena Breakout, and you're gonna see it here, designed by these 10-cent subsidized studios. There's really nice quality of life stuff in these things, right? Like, she didn't have to make room for it. She moved it over to her stash. It knows that's where you want it, and it swaps it out. That's stuff like I've never thought of, but that would make looting so much faster, right? Like, just drop it where you want it. It knows and it swaps it. Really slick. But that's kind of the stuff I'm seeing. Let me know in the comments if there's anything that you guys are seeing that I'm missing. Footstep audio is really good. Pretty loud. I like that audio occlusion zone. Sometimes the Tarkov ones are off. That one worked. Audio occlusion in Tarkov. And what I'm talking about is when you go from outside audio to inside. I'm really liking the audio so far. You can mark the extract. I wish I could understand what that was. Wish there was a hardcore mode you could play without specialist abilities. I think it would be really fun. There's definitely going to be some metas. And some stuff you're going to have to counter. I think the recon arrow seems pretty darn strong. Yeah, also stamina, and it looks like weight. So in the bottom middle of the screen, that bar looks to be stamina. And looks like running with your knife maybe makes you faster. And you can see the kg, so I'm assuming she's a little bit overweight. Gear wise, not commenting on her physique. Okay. But gear wise, a little bit heavier. It's gonna drop your stamina faster. I don't know if there's soft skill leveling like Tarkov strength and endurance. I would kind of doubt it. That mantling was a little goofy. There we can see broken bone, and you see that smart button, right? That 5 key in the low left, it's switched. It's switched over to treat the afflictions first. There's that stinking arrow, man. I'm not sure what the other arrow does that she has. That sonic ability was the other guys, it looked like. But yeah, that looks to be an extraction. Looks like they got out. Yeah, I really like the UI design. What do you guys think of everything? Overall, I feel like this could be a viable replacement for DMZ. I really do. I think it's got a tiny bit more granularity. We can see the after action screen right here. Looks like you got a stash, not like a level, not like a locker, backpacks, or characters like DMZ. It looks like you have an actual stash, more like Tarkov and Arena Breakout. But man, on the surface, I really think it could be a viable thing for that. I think the plus sides of this game are really going to be, it's going to be polished. There's going to be some super nice quality of life stuff. Like it's going to be nice and easy to play. The game mechanics are not going to get in the way of you doing what you want to do. So that's going to be really cool. It's going to be optimized. All that's going to be there. Some of the positives, I feel like it's not something you're going to have to grind to be competitive in, kind of like DMZ. If it's anything like Arena Breakout, there's going to be a lot of challenges. Every raid is going to be different. You're going to be able to play and you know, be competitive in every raid, and those challenges are going to constantly refresh. And there's not going to be like, I really feel like there's not going to be a big thing in progression like Tarkov. What I mean by that is, you know, if you don't play much in the first couple months of the wipe, you're already too far behind and you're not going to be able to compete, right? Like you're going to have to play the game differently. You're not going to have access to the best gear. I really think this is going to be a hop in and enjoy it whenever you want to. If it's like Arena Breakout, you can use any gun right off the rip as long as you have the money. So I think it's going to be really nice for that. I don't think you're going to have to no life it to be competitive. And it's going to run well on your machine. The downsides, specialists, gameplay wise, the specialists I think are going to be really annoying. In almost every single game I've played other than Rainbow Six Siege, I find specialists and specialist abilities in hero shooters to be pretty annoying, for lack of a better term. Just how they can change gunfights, and they're really hard to deal with when there's super strong abilities like that. Number two, as far as potential downsides, it would not surprise me, this being a free-to-play game, kind of from the mobile side of things, that you're going to be able to purchase in-game money. And there's going to be probably some wild cosmetics and stuff like that. And when you can purchase in-game money, it's going to be somewhere borderline on like pay to win, right? Like if you are able to purchase in-game money all the time, not have rough raids and lose stuff, and always run top-tier gear 100% of the time, you're going to survive more. I would contest that surviving is the win condition of this kind of game, and you can pay to survive more with better gear. That's what I think. One thing I just noticed is there are armor repair kits, and that's pretty cool. So in the top, you can see armor repair kits. I don't know. You see weapon durability. I don't see weapon durability at a glance, but it does look like there are armor, helmet repair kits. So that's really cool. You can see that up there at the top of the screen. So you can repair the armor. And yeah, I'm trying to think. If there's anything else I missed, guys, let me know. But nonetheless, the pluses and minuses at the end of the day, I'm excited to play it. So stay tuned to the channel. I would love to cover this game and Gray Zone. If you guys are interested in at all, I would love to talk about both games on the channel. Let me know in the comments if you want content from this game. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you thought of it, and I can't wait to see you on the next video.